Have you ever experienced the feeling of coming back from fooling around outside one day and being informed by your parents that your family has gone bankrupt? You probably haven't, but I have, because at this moment, I'm standing in front of my family's villa, staring blankly at my luggage that has been thrown out. What on earth is going on in this world? Andrew, although our family has gone bankrupt and your parents have to run away for a while, don't worry. We've found someone you can be entrusted to. My dad is shouting at my mom to hurry up and stuff the suitcases into the trunk while wiping the sweat off his face. That embarrassed look. Where is the former high-spirited Mr. Andrew? At this moment, I finally have the real feeling that my family has really gone bankrupt. Dad, take me with you. Why are you leaving me here? How could you bear to let your son, such a delicious-looking Omega, fall into the hands of those alphas? And what's even more important, before the bankruptcy, I relied on my family's wealth. I bullied a lot of people outside. Whether they were alphas or omegas, I basically bullied them all. Now that our family has gone bankrupt, I'll surely be bullied to death. My dad pulled my hand away. He said seriously, "No, Andrew, our family's bankruptcy is only temporary. Be careful in the capital city. When the storm is over, we'll come back. Don't worry. You'll be able to live your old life again." Although my dad has rarely lied to me since I was a child. But I still don't quite believe it. No, I don't want to be taken care of by others. I want to go with you. No, I've already told you that we've found someone trustworthy for you. Your fiancé is already waiting for you. I was stunned. When did I have a fiancé? When did this happen? I looked at my dad warily. You didn't sell me to someone, did you? Use me to pay off debts? Don't think of your dad as so immoral. It was a marriage arranged by your grandfather for you. We were going to tell you about it recently, but who would have thought such a thing would happen to our family? My dad patted me on the shoulder and said, "It's okay. He won't dislike you." After being coaxed to another place when I saw the whole environment, I have to say he really won't dislike me. But I do. A somewhat shabby repair shop. There were quite a few vehicles parked in front of the door, including 2-wheeled, 3-wheeled, and even 4-wheeled ones. But there were no luxury cars. It obviously didn't make much money. So the person my dad found for me to marry is a mechanic? We've really fallen from grace. We've really fallen from grace. Before I could figure out whether I should sneak away or not, someone noticed me. Who are you looking for? A tall and thin man stood at the door looking at me. He looked like someone who was not easy to get along with. But since I had already come here, I couldn't just leave like this, could I? So I summoned up my courage and said to him, "I'm looking for Michael." The tall and thin man smiled ambiguously. "Omega? Yes. What do you want with bro Michael? Are you his lover?" I was stunned for a moment. Obviously, I had never heard such words before. In the past, who dared to talk to this young master like this? Even as an Omega, no matter where I went, I was always flattered and respected. This was the first time someone had said such things to me. Immediately, I felt wronged. I hadn't even met the person yet, and such a thing had already happened. If I really had to live here in the future, wouldn't I have to cry 3 times a day then? I forcefully held back my tears. "No, I'm his unmarried fiancé." The tall and thin man looked a bit stunned, as if he didn't expect such an answer. He squinted at me. Only then did he become a bit more serious. Then he murmured a couple of words. "Bro Michael has a fiancé? How come I don't know? Could it be something like a childhood betrothal?" After his mumbling, he shouted at me, "Wait, I'll go call someone for you." Watching him go in, I let out a sigh of relief. Sure enough, only my dad could do such a thing as to set me up. After a while, the tall and thin man came out with a man. The moment my eyes met the man, I held my breath. I've never seen such a man before. He exudes such a strong sense of masculinity. He is full of a manly aura. There are also some well-built alphas around me, but their workout traces are too obvious. It's clear that they got in shape through coach-led training. The man in front of me is different. He must have built his physique through years of physical labor. He's so handsome. Before I could finish admiring, the man's gaze fell on me. Michael has deep-set eyes, a high nose bridge, and healthy wheat-colored skin. He has obvious muscles on his body. There are still traces left from the repair work on his face. However, he doesn't look sloppy. Instead, he has a bit more of a wild flavor. He has never seen me before, but he still walked towards me. "You said you're my fiancé?" Michael is very tall and has a large build. He seems to be twice my size. He exudes a strong sense of oppression. I was at a loss for words for a moment. Yes, I'm your fiancé. Michael frowned and said, Speak clearly. So fierce. Is such a person really going to be my fiancé? After we get married, will he be violent towards me? Speak. The voice of Michael made me shiver involuntarily. Your grandfather should have told you that I'm from the Bai family. We were engaged in childhood. You have to accept it even if you don't want to. I took out the token that my father had just stuffed into my hand. A jade pendant that looked rather shabby. It's out of date. Michael reached out and took it. He held it in his hand and looked at it. It's really the old man's thing. So what are you here for? I'm here to seek refuge with you. My family went bankrupt, and my parents abandoned me and ran away. Now you're the only one I have. Although it sounds a bit strange. But this is really my current situation. How pitiful. Suddenly, Michael threw the jade pendant back to me. But this isn't a shelter, and I don't want you as my fiancé. So go back where you came from. I was stunned for a moment and found that Michael had already turned around and gone back. I quickly chased after him. I directly grabbed his hand. Why? You can't do this. Let go. I won't. Michael didn't want to waste any words on me either, and just shook off my hand. As a result, I couldn't stand firm all of a sudden. I fell directly to the ground. I hurt so much that I couldn't hold back my tears. I sat on the ground and started crying. So delicate. Hearing Michael say this about me, I got even angrier. He pushed me down and now he says I'm delicate. Who on earth made me like this? You hurt me. Anyway, I'm sticking to you. How can you ignore the elder's instructions? Since it said that I'm your fiancé, then I'm your fiancé. You're not allowed to drive me away. Michael's face turned cold again. He looked very scary. I finally understand why everyone likes to keep this kind of person. After all, when you keep someone, you're his boss. You're not afraid of him at all. But when it comes to dating, there's a feeling of fear. Fine. You agreed. But I don't have an extra room here. You can choose to sleep on the floor or on the sofa. I never thought Michael was living in such difficult circumstances. I've lived for more than 20 years. I've never slept on the floor before. He actually wants me to sleep on the floor? Can't I sleep in the bed? I'm an Omega. So what if you're an Omega? If you want to stay here, you have to listen to me. All right. When under someone's roof, one has to bow one's head. It's just sleeping on the floor. It doesn't matter. When my dad comes back, I'll definitely get my revenge on him. Fine. I'll sleep on the floor. Michael raised an eyebrow, then stood up and looked down at me. Wipe away your tears. People might think I'm bullying you. Isn't that the case? It's as if he wasn't the one who made me fall just now. I stood up crossly and patted the dust off my body. Then I dragged my suitcase and followed Michael into the house. The tall and thin guy came up to greet me first. Hello. My name is Jackson. What's your name? I was still annoyed about what happened just now and didn't feel like greeting anyone. Andrew. You're really fiancé of bro Michael. Why haven't I seen you before? It's an arranged childhood marriage. I just found out about this recently, so I came to find him. Won't he have any little lovers? I suddenly became alert. Since I haven't known about this for so many years, Michael might not know either. He refused me so firmly just now. Is it because he already has someone he likes? Or does he already have a boyfriend? Then if I show up now, wouldn't I be the third party? I was so nervous that I tried to wait for an answer that would put my mind at ease. But Jackson's expression made my heart sink. Bro Michael doesn't have a little lover or a boyfriend, but does he have someone he has a crush on? Jackson scratched his head. Maybe. Anyway, there's a photo in his wallet. It's a little boy. It's very old. It's probably been there for many years. It should be someone very important to him. The hanging heart finally died and the bent waist finally broke. It seems that I really came at the wrong time. But if I leave now, where can I go? Thinking of those alphas I bullied before, they probably all heard the news about my family. If I'm not wrong, I bet they're all getting sacks ready to carry me back right now. Just thinking about that scene gives me the creeps. No way. I can't leave. If he really has someone he likes, I'll just give up my position later. I firmly held my own thoughts. If you two keep talking about me behind my back, get out of here. Michael appeared behind us out of nowhere and almost scared the daylights out of us. Instantly we became well-behaved kids. Didn't dare to say a single extra word. After having dinner at the repair shop, I followed Michael home. Although he seems quite poor. But the car he drives is not bad. It's just a bit too high for me. After struggling to climb in, I felt like I'd lost half my life. Just as I sat down, I heard Michael let out a snort. The mockery couldn't be more obvious. Little midget. What's wrong with being short? I'm not eating your family's food. Moreover, omegas are naturally shorter than alphas, okay? But thinking that I might have to rely on Michael to get by in the future. So, endure. I can endure. When I arrived at Michael's place, I let out a sigh of relief. Although the community looks quite shabby. But the place he lives in is okay. It should have been renovated later, and the house is still new. It's just that there's really only one proper room and the other room is filled with all sorts of other things. It can't be tidied up at all. Do you want to take a shower first? Or shall I go first? I looked at Michael and said, you go first. You're all dirty. Michael didn't move. He glanced at his whole body and sneered. Those who eat for free have no right to be picky. It makes so much sense. But I really am picky. After Michael went into the bathroom, I started looking around the room. All kinds of furniture are complete. The decoration is also very tasteful. It just doesn't seem to match Michael. Could it be? Was it designed by the person he has a crush on? Why do I feel a little jealous? But soon I came to my senses. I don't really intend to spend my whole life with Michael. I'll just run away when my dad comes back. Anyway, he doesn't want to fulfill the engagement, so we can just cancel it then. After Michael came out, I grabbed my clothes and rushed into the bathroom. The space filled with a bit of alpha pheromone and lingering water vapor almost suffocated me. I felt better after opening the window for ventilation. While waiting for the water vapor to disperse, I couldn't help but sniff the remaining pheromone in the air. It's really different from Michael. So different. It has a very fresh tea fragrance. Soon I slapped my own arm. Why do I feel like a pervert? Stop sniffing. When I finished taking a shower and came out, Michael had already made the bed in the bedroom. Although it seems okay. But after lying down, I felt that everything was not okay. Michael, your floor is so hard. I slept so uncomfortably. Barrett, I've never slept on the floor before. Are you really that heartless? If you don't want to sleep, just get out. I was stunned for a moment, but I wasn't going to give up. I really didn't believe it. Michael. Brother Michael, please have mercy. I really can't sleep well. Michael suddenly sat up from the bed. I was overjoyed. It seems that the coquettish man has the best luck. Get up here. Okay. Thank you, Brother Michael. I quickly stood up from the floor. But it was so dark in the room that I didn't see anyone and just rushed straight into Michael's arms. And I even pressed him directly under me. Suddenly, I felt his hand brush against the skin on my waist. I couldn't help but shiver. But he was directly grabbed by Michael around the waist. I heard him grit his teeth and say, "Stop moving." I was startled by Michael's words, but I didn't dare to move either. After all, it really hurt when he grabbed my waist. It hurt so much that I really wanted to hit someone. But unfortunately, I couldn't beat him. Not only couldn't I beat him, I'm still living under someone else's roof now. What a miserable life this is. Don't grab my waist. It hurts so much. Michael loosened his grip a little, but his hand didn't completely leave. It seemed like he was relieving something. When I realized that something seemed very wrong, things had already started to develop in an abnormal direction. I felt a bit embarrassed. Well, could you put me down first? This doesn't seem very appropriate. Michael let out a long breath. Finally, he let go of my waist. He let me turn over and lie beside him. If I'm not mistaken, when I pressed on him just now, I might have accidentally pressed on his private part. It's really embarrassing. Sorry. Shut up, he said through gritted teeth. I silently closed my mouth. After all, I'm afraid he'll just get up and throw me out. But it seems that the fragrance of tea began to permeate the room again. It's very faint. If I didn't know Michael just by smelling the scent of this pheromone, I would definitely think the other person is someone very elegant. As a result, the contrast is quite big, huh? Just when I was wondering how long it would take for Michael to calm down, he lifted the quilt and wrapped me up completely. Judging from the strength of his hands, he should want to suffocate me. Go to sleep. Then he lay down on the floor. I finally managed to get myself out and didn't want to say anything more. Too many things have happened today. I'm also tired. When I was about to fall asleep, I suddenly heard Michael's voice. Andrew, isn't your ability to control your pheromones quite poor? I was so angry that I almost woke up. How could it be? I'm not the kind of person who can't control it well. Moreover, even if I can't control it myself, I still have the best inhibitors. However, at that time I was in a daze from sleep and didn't think of it at all. When moving, I forgot to bring my omega inhibitors. And my heat period is coming soon. When I got up the next day, Michael had already gone to work. He left me breakfast and a note, telling me to go to him if I was free and to do my own thing if I had something to do. Hey, he really overestimated this young master. All I do every day is eat, drink, and have fun. What other serious business do I have? Now that the family is bankrupt, I can't continue to eat, drink, and have fun. Then I can only go to someone. Fortunately, although the family is bankrupt, but there are still a few dollars left in my pocket. It's not like I can't even afford a taxi. When I got to the repair shop, Michael was working. I had nothing to do, so I simply moved a chair and sat in front of him watching him repair the car. This figure, these muscles, this face. If no rich woman has ever offered to keep him, then my life as a young master has been in vain. Andrew, restrain the smell of your pheromones. It's too strong. Huh? Has the smell of my pheromones wafted out? Jackson, who is closest to me, didn't show any reaction at all. Michael seemed to have thought of something. He's a beta. He can't smell it. Ah, that's why I didn't notice at first. I'm not very good at identifying secondary genders, so I can't really tell. But looking at the space in the whole repair shop, I suspect Michael is lying to me. You're so far away from me. Can you really smell it? You're probably lying to me, right? Michael crawled out from under the car, put one hand on his hip, and squinted at me. Can't you smell it yourself? Is there something wrong with your nose? I was suddenly at a loss for words. This guy. It's simply too much. It's so excessive, really too much. But I still moved a bit further away. Now you can't smell it, right? If you still say you can, I can only say that you, Michael, pay too much attention to me so you can smell it. Michael frowned and then continued to work. I murmured a couple of words. Could it really be that the rut is coming soon? But I don't have any special feelings. The pheromones shouldn't be out of control. It should be that Michael did it on purpose. Deliberately lying to me. Humph. Just like this, I stayed at Michael's place. Of course, I also very domineeringly occupied his bed. But he seemed quite happy. At least he didn't seem to object. It's just that this guy really dislikes me too much. Every day he either dislikes me for being delicate or for being unable to do this or that. Anyway, he just dislikes me in every possible way. Of course I can't do it. Before coming here, I've always been pampered. Where have I ever done such things? Fortunately, although Michael dislikes me indeed, he still does what he should do. For the sake of his good looks, I still decide to put up with it. Wait until my father makes a comeback. By that time, I can also consider finding a better place for Michael. Add more investments or something at that time. At least we can't continue to run the place here. Just when I was planning a lot of things. My heat period has arrived. But with previous experience, I'm not too panicked. Anyway, after injecting the inhibitor and getting through a few days, it'll be okay. But I never expected. There's no more inhibitor. I rummaged through my suitcase but didn't see my inhibitor. An unlikely thought flashed through my mind, that is, when my father packed my luggage. He didn't put my inhibitor in at all. What a son, cheating father. There came the sound of a key turning at the door. Soon the door was opened. Michael, who was stimulated by the smell of omega pheromones in the room, soon noticed something was wrong. While walking, he called my name. I slumped on the ground, holding the quilt with Michael's scent in my arms. Looking at him tearfully. The temperature on my body was getting higher and higher. I felt like I was about to be burned by the fire. Michael, where are your inhibitors? Michael walked over and took off his coat. Then he picked me up from the ground. Soon I smelled the smell of his pheromones. It could soothe me a little. But soon I was not satisfied again. Mine are alpha inhibitors. You're an omega and can't use them. I grabbed his hand, biting my lips on the verge of crying. Then what should I do? Go and buy some for me, please go and buy some for me. In great discomfort, I pulled his hand and placed it on my body. My mind was no longer clear. Otherwise, how could I have done something like offering a kiss on my own initiative? Michael was caught off guard by my kiss. Then he directly pinned me down. I have a way. What way? What answered me was the pain of my fangs biting through the gland. Your damn way is to mark me. The first time with Michael was not gentle at all. If it weren't for a bit of remaining rationality, I felt like he could tear me apart directly. When it was over, I felt like a tattered piece of cloth. He didn't seem to feel anything. He even smiled at me. I kicked at him, of course I didn't succeed. You still have the nerve to laugh. Sorry, you look so funny. Don't look so despairing. Didn't you say we're engaged? It's inevitable. If I could, I'd rather not have come here in the first place. But I'm already here. And things have already happened. What else can I do? No one told me that being marked by an alpha isn't comfortable at all. Although with the alpha's pheromone soothing, one can really get through the heat comfortably. But, Andrew, did you not even think about being with me at all? Michael lay down beside me. He didn't sleep on the floor tonight. However, if he still slept on the floor after all this, it would really be unreasonable. When Michael asked me this question, my mind was still thinking about other things. I couldn't answer right away. As a result, within the few seconds I hesitated. Michael had already made up his own mind. The man's attitude turned cold. Then he moved to the side. Don't worry. I just marked you temporarily, not permanently. You don't have to worry about it affecting anything. I wasn't worried about anything either. I knew Michael might have misunderstood something, but I didn't explain either. After all, this matter was really as he thought. There was no need to explain. Otherwise, when the truth was revealed one day, he would probably be even angrier. The next day, full of energy, I still went to the repair shop with Michael. Although he didn't seem very welcoming, but it didn't affect my coming. As soon as Jackson saw us, he gave a suggestive smile. After Michael went to repair the car, he leaned over. He nudged my shoulder with his. Did you two sleep together? How did you know? Do you know you're reeking of bro Michael right now? I immediately widened my eyes and said, aren't you a beta? You're supposed to have no sense of smell. Were you faking it? Jackson said unhappily, who's faking? I'm a beta and really can't smell. But judging from your state, it's obvious what happened last night. And the marks on your neck aren't even covered up. I quickly pulled up my collar, trying to cover the marks. But after pulling it for a long time, I found I couldn't even see them. So I had to give up. Forget it. I don't really care about such things anyway. Let them see if they want to. Was it not harmonious last night? No. The way you two are acting doesn't seem very harmonious. It's as if it's freezing around bro Michael. I pouted. What does it have to do with me? He got angry on his own. And it's not just me who isn't sincere. Doesn't he also have someone on his mind? He even secretly hides that person's photo. Humph. How dare he say that about me? Anyway, there's no problem. Don't ask anymore. Knowing too much is not good for you. All right. You two have your secrets. There are 3 of us. But I don't even deserve a name. The day passed quickly amidst all the joking around. When I got home, it was just me and Michael again. He was quite normal today. After I finished taking a shower, I saw him sitting on the bed with something in his hand. I asked him, what do you have? Michael patted the space beside him and said, come here and take off your clothes. When I heard that, I felt a pain in my butt. My facial expression was also very forced. We did it last night. Let's not do it today. Andrew, get all those dirty thoughts out of your head. I'm going to apply medicine to you. All right. Realizing I had misunderstood, my face flushed red. Then I walked over slowly. Actually, I don't think it's really necessary to apply medicine. Apart from the fact that my gland seems a bit swollen, I don't feel anything else. As for the gland, I thought it was supposed to be like this after being marked. I walked so slowly that Michael lost his patience. He directly pulled me over and dragged me to sit on his lap. His lap was so hard that it was very uncomfortable to sit on. When I tried to move a bit to find a more comfortable position, I got a spank on the butt. What are you fidgeting for? How fierce he is. He was also so fierce last night. Can't you talk to me nicely? Why are you so fierce? No wonder you're still single. Who would like you with such an attitude? I looked at Michael and surprisingly found that the tips of his ears seemed a bit red. But because of his skin tone, I couldn't really see clearly. However, one thing is for sure. A person like him can also feel embarrassed one day. It's really rare. Got it. I didn't mean to be fierce with you. You're still being fierce. It was the same last night. Can't you just talk nicely? You're so annoying. You know the kind of people around me. Can I talk nicely? Andrew, you've got to give me a chance to change. I was stunned for a moment. I realized that it was true. There weren't many people like me around Michael. When dealing with other people, it's indeed necessary to be a bit tougher. Okay, then apply the medicine on me. It might hurt a bit. Endure it. Oh, Michael did tone it down a bit. Is this just a bit of pain? This is simply excruciating. Originally, I didn't feel much, but now all I can feel is the piercing pain coming from my gland. It's both itchy and painful. It's simply unbearable. Don't scratch. It'll heal faster this way. It's really uncomfortable. I know. It's my fault. It won't happen again next time. Although I don't know how Michael figured it out, his attitude has indeed changed again. And the quilt under the bed was also brought onto the bed. In the second month at Michael's place, we've developed a relationship of sharing the same bed. But before I could be happy for a few days, the appearance of a man made me feel as if I'd fallen into an ice cellar. The man hidden in Michael's wallet has appeared. Although I'm not actually quite sure, but seeing how close the two of them are, I feel that they should have some kind of relationship. Even if it's not a romantic relationship, there should be some other kind of connection. Do you think this is the person in Bro Michael's wallet? Jackson nudged my arm beside me, and I slapped his hand away irritably. How would I know? Whether they have a relationship or not has nothing to do with me, and I don't want to know either. Anyway, we'll part ways after some time. Moreover, Michael only marked me temporarily. When the time is up, our relationship will be dissolved. By then, we'll forget all these memories. It'd be best if he has someone he likes. Otherwise, he'll say I deceived his feelings later. Jackson found it rather strange, but he still didn't say much. Gossiping is the most important thing. Other things aren't particularly important for now. However, although I said I didn't want to know the relationship between the two of them, my ears still perked up silently, trying to hear what was going on over there. It's just a pity. I didn't hear anything. Then Michael came back. He came back alone. That Omega didn't come back. He was still holding a bag in his hand. I don't know what was inside. When Jackson saw Michael come in, he immediately stepped forward. Sometimes I still have to thank the gossipy Jackson. In this way, I don't need to ask anything, and I can know everything I want to know. Brother Michael, who was that person just now? Is he your secret crush? Michael kicked Jackson and said helplessly, when did I have a secret crush? He's just a friend. I don't know if it's my illusion, but after Michael said this, his gaze seemed to fall on me. But when I wanted to look over, his gaze was retracted again and I didn't see anything. But this doesn't mean I can pretend not to know anything. Michael has a secret from me, and it must be a big one. What do you want to eat tonight? We can just go to the supermarket on the way back later. Michael walked up to me. His tone was gentle. In my opinion, he did something wrong outside. So now he wants to make amends. When eating dumplings, dip them in vinegar. I want the sourest vinegar. That fool, Michael, didn't even realize what I meant. He really went and bought dumplings. And he only poured vinegar for me. It was so sour that I frowned. He's really that obedient. I wonder if I directly asked him what his relationship with that person is, would he tell me directly? But then I thought, would it be a bit overstepping the line? At the beginning, I never thought about being with him all the time. The current state is exactly what we hope for. This is good enough. Suddenly, the vinegar dish in front of me was taken away. Someone who never eats vinegar is having it today. You might as well be sour to death. Dip your dumplings in chili instead. Michael already knows that I like spicy food. This can be considered a kind of concern to some extent. However, it seems that he cares about everyone. On the surface, he seems to care about nothing and doesn't speak nicely. And he likes to use force. But he will silently remember our dining preferences and the family backgrounds of the employees. He even remembers everyone's birthdays. Every time someone has a birthday, he will treat everyone to a meal. I've never seen this in anyone else. Why do I feel like I'm getting a little too deep into this? No. Stop overthinking. If I keep thinking like this, I'm afraid I'll end up thinking that I'm head over heels in love with Michael. Andrew, calm down. You're going back to be a young master. Don't you have anything you want to ask me about that person today? Michael suddenly brought up this matter. I was stunned for a moment and a bit slow to react. What's the point of asking? Anyway, he won't answer me. Could it be that he wants me to ask? It has nothing to do with me. You handle your own affairs. Even between husband and wife, they need to leave some private space for each other, let alone we're not even there yet. After I said this, I didn't even dare to look at Michael. Just thinking about it, I can imagine that his face must not look good now. So don't be annoying. Andrew, you're really something. Indeed, I'm quite something. Michael left without finishing his dumplings, and then I was the only one left. Although I was already stuffed. But these are the dumplings Michael made with his own hands. He looks like a big, burly guy. He's quite good at making dumplings. And they look nice too. His craftsmanship is also very good. They're even more delicious than those made by my family's maid. So I forced myself to finish all the dumplings. I stood on the balcony for quite a while before I felt a bit better. Then I went into the room. As soon as I went in, I found Michael sleeping on the floor again. Fine. Is this guy trying to give me the cold shoulder? If he wants a cold war, so be it. Am I afraid of him? Since Michael ignores me, I don't want to talk to him either. I simply stepped over him and climbed onto the bed. Then I closed my eyes and tried to sleep. Good. Half an hour later, I opened my eyes again. I can't fall asleep. I can't fall asleep at all without that man by my side. I bit my finger. It's not like we've slept together for a long time. How did it suddenly become a habit? Is it really true that habits are so scary? While I was still struggling whether to call Michael up from the floor, I heard a rustling sound. Then I felt the bed beside me sink. And then the man lay down, pulled me into his arms right away. He's really stubborn. I pushed Michael's shoulder. Didn't you want to sleep on the floor? What are you doing up here now? Michael didn't look the least bit embarrassed. He hugged me and pulled me closer to him. The floor is too hard. I'm not used to sleeping on it. Humph. Can you stop getting angry so easily in the future? Michael closed his eyes and rested his chin on my head. Then can you say something I like to hear with this mouth of yours in the future? I also shut my mouth. Forget it. I can't even do this myself, so I shouldn't ask others. So a small conflict ended like this. However, the point of conflict between us still remains unsolved. That man is here again. And this time he even saw me and smiled at me, by the way. I feel like he's provoking you. Aren't you going to do anything about it? Jackson nudged me beside me. I waved my hand. How did you tell that he's provoking me? I think he's quite polite. He's just simply greeting me. Don't try to stir up trouble. I'm doing this for your own good. Haven't you and bro Michael been arguing and having conflicts a lot recently? Don't you ever think it might have something to do with this man? I was stunned for a moment. Indeed, there have been some things related to this man recently. But it's just because we haven't explained things to each other. Subjectively speaking, it's just a matter between me and Michael. It has nothing to do with others. Don't interfere. I know what I'm doing. And our arguments have nothing to do with him. Maybe. I think he and bro Michael are quite a good match. If they get together in the future, you'll have nowhere to cry. Annoying. Facts have proved that when a person is unlucky, it's definitely not just one thing going wrong. I've always believed this very much. Michael's susceptible period has arrived. But he didn't let me go in and accompany him. Instead, he locked me out of the room. He took the inhibitor and went in by himself. And he told me, don't go in. Otherwise, after his susceptible period is over, he'll kick me out. I don't think Michael would do that. But there's no guarantee that he really won't. So I just sat outside obediently, listening to the groans of pain coming from inside. I didn't try to push the door open. It's the last bit of respect we leave for each other. It's also a way for us to give an account of this relationship that shouldn't have started. Just when I was about to get up and do something, my dad called. Hello, Dad. Do you still remember you have a son? Look at what you're saying. How have you been lately? I've got good news for you. The crisis in our family is over. Your mom and I are planning to come back in a few days. Why don't you come back too? Our family will be just like before. Hearing what my dad said, I was stunned for a moment and then replied with a yes after a long time. They didn't ask me how I was doing with Michael or how we got along. It's as if they don't care about Michael at all. After hanging up the phone, there was no more sound from inside the room. I carefully pushed the door open. First, I was forced back 2 steps by the strong smell of pheromones. No wonder he's an alpha with perfect physical fitness in all aspects. The offensive power of his pheromones is really strong. Fortunately, I had injected myself with an inhibitor before this. Otherwise, I would enter the heat again in no time. Then things would get out of hand at that time. His symptoms today should be over. He was all sweaty, but with my build, I couldn't give him a bath. I could only grab a handkerchief and wipe him all over. After I finished, I was sweating profusely myself. Soon I found what he was holding in his hand. An old, yellowed photo? It really seemed to be quite old. I guessed it was the photo he had always kept in his wallet. Suddenly, I felt extremely sour in my heart. He would rather look at a photo than let me come in to help him through his rut. What on earth was he thinking? It's really speechless. Just right. Anyway, I'm leaving soon. After I get back, I'll ask my dad to help him find out. Who on earth is that man he has kept hidden in his wallet for so many years? Worth his constant remembrance. Michael finally safely got through his rut. Even this time, it ended very quickly. I don't know why. However, this is also a good thing for me. Because I can go home. My parents have already come back. They've urged me several times, but I still haven't found an opportunity to tell Michael about this. I always feel that if I say it now, he'll throw me onto the bed in a split second. Have sex. Of course, these are just my personal thoughts. He should not do such a thing. But it's not a good idea to keep delaying like this. So I can only look for an opportunity. Anyway, it has to end somehow. Do you have something you want to tell me recently? Michael is packing my clothes. It's only been a little over 2 months. It feels like my clothes have already occupied more than half of Michael's wardrobe. There doesn't seem to be any space left for his clothes. No. Do you have something you want to tell me recently? Michael glanced at me and said no. You seem very worried recently, so I'm just asking. It's okay if there's nothing. Looking at Michael, I increasingly feel that he seems to have become even more virtuous. Thinking about his impatient look when he first saw me more than 2 months ago. Then look at how he is facing me now. It's really quite a sense of dissonance. Michael, do you have a crush on me? Do you still remember when I first came here and you told me to get out? I leaned in front of Michael. Then I asked him, starting to bring up old scores? Of course. Let me interview Mr. Zhou. How do you feel now? Do you feel like you've been slapped in the face? Michael hugged me and moved me to the other side. When he put me down, he also patted my butt, by the way. I don't know if I'm being slapped in the face, but I really want to beat you up right now. I shrugged indifferently. There was a message notification sound from my phone. It was from my old cronies. Everyone also knows that my family's situation has improved recently. So those who used to mock my family are basically trying to curry favor with me again now. Sometimes I really don't know what kind of attitude I should adopt to face them. In this kind of social circle, it's quite common for people to treat others according to their social status. However, when such things happen to oneself, it's really hard to get over it. I put away my phone and looked at Michael's back. The words I wanted to say suddenly blurted out. Michael, I'm going home. Michael stiffened for a moment, but quickly returned to normal. Where are you going back to? To my parents' place. Oh, go ahead then. Do you want me to pack your luggage? When are you leaving? Michael spoke in a very normal tone, just like seeing off a roommate who lived with him. Listening to his words, my tears fell drop by drop. Michael, have you never liked me? The temporary marking and remembering my preferences were all just to deceive me. Right? What do you think? Andrew, don't you want to leave? Michael's words made me lose the confidence to question further. Don't we all know it well in our hearts? Why ask so many questions? It's just turning a decent departure into an embarrassing farewell. I'll leave this afternoon. You don't need to pack for me. Someone will do it for me. Okay. I moved out of Michael's house. He wasn't home when I left. I suddenly realized that I might really mean nothing to him. There was no attempt to keep me, nor any words of farewell. Anyway, it was no different from seeing off a roommate. Very good, very good. So what were all the things between us before? Why do you seem so down lately? Isn't it good to come back and live the life of a young master? My dad suddenly popped up behind me, which almost scared me to death. It's very strange. Since I came back, none of them has ever asked me about what happened between me and Michael. It's as if no one cares. But before I left, why did they force me to be with Michael? Could it be simply to give me a place to stay? Don't you know what I'm thinking? My dad smiled and said, I know you have a lot of doubts now, but don't worry. You'll know everything in a while. You don't need to worry so much now. I rolled my eyes at my dad slightly. They're just keeping things from me without saying what it is. They really treat me like a tool, don't they? To be honest, I'm even starting to fantasize that Michael might be a rich young master who gave up his family fortune and is struggling on his own outside. And I'm the one who's going to save him. But thinking about it, if such a far-fetched thing were true, the world would really be a bit crazy. Or rather, my parents' ideas are really a bit crazy. But since they said I'll know everything in a while, I'll just wait for some more time. I really want to see what they mean by you'll know in a while. Exactly what kind of knowing method is it? But during this short period of time, I found that I couldn't get interested in other things. I feel that life in the repair shop is much more interesting than being a young master. So I didn't go to the invitations from those so-called friends. I don't even want to participate. I just want to stay at home alone. Are you really not coming? There's a new alpha in the circle recently. He's so handsome. I think he's the type you'd like. No. You haven't even introduced him to me yet. And you already know he's the type I like? Stop boasting blindly. You don't trust me. But even if you like him, you can't have him. He's not someone you can get with money. I got interested instead. Who on earth is someone that can't be bought with money? But soon I felt uninterested again. Forget it. I'm not interested anymore. Oh, well, if I can't have him, then so be it. I've already had the best. Even if others are of the same type as him, they're not the same to me. So things are good like this now. You've really changed. All right. After hanging up the phone, my longing for Michael deepened. I really want to climb over the wall to see him, but he didn't say I could go back before I left. If I go back so eagerly, I'm afraid he won't be happy either. Forget it, just forget it. I tossed and turned sleeplessly late at night. The next day, my dad yanked me right out of bed. Before I even opened my eyes, I was forced into a suit. Then I was pushed in front of the dressing mirror to have makeup applied. What kind of banquet is so grand that I have to wear makeup? You'll know when you get there. It's the kind you like. But you have to control your temper well tonight. Don't suddenly lose your temper and leave or anything. The more I listened, the more something seemed off. Is this really a proper banquet? Why does it sound so improper to me? However, even though I had doubts in my heart, I still went there obediently. Only when I got there did I realize that it was just a banquet within the circle. Some people are here to find a partner for a marriage alliance, while others are here to discuss cooperation. It seems that neither option makes much sense to me. So what on earth am I called here for? Just when I was looking around to see if there was anyone interesting, an alpha walked up to me on his own initiative and was about to talk to me. However, I didn't have such intentions, nor did I really want to get to know anyone. So I was about to leave directly. Who would have known that the person saw through my intention and immediately stepped forward quickly, blocking my way. He pointed the wine glass at me. Hello, can I get to know you? I didn't really want to talk to such an impolite person and was about to say no. A very familiar voice refused for me first. He said no. Also, this is my wife. When Michael's voice just rang out, I had already turned around in great surprise. It was his outfit that made me even more surprised. Someone who was used to wearing short, sleeved shirts and long pants suddenly puts on a suit and tie one day. It looks extremely out of place no matter how you look at it. A suit-clad thug, that's probably what Michael is like. Why did you come? Michael looked down at me and the longing and tenderness in his eyes couldn't be hidden. It made my nose sting. Combining all the things my dad had said recently, I thought I should have understood something. But I still had to confirm it. So I directly grabbed Michael's hand and then pulled him out of the banquet hall. It was not until we reached the garden that I let go of his hand. I stood aside and looked at him seriously. Tell me, what on earth is going on? If you can't explain it clearly today, don't even think about leaving. Michael didn't explain directly either. Instead, he walked over, grabbed my hand and rubbed it twice. Why have you lost weight recently? How could I not lose weight? Because of his matter, I've been so distressed that I couldn't eat for several days. If I didn't lose weight, it would really be hard to explain. It has nothing to do with that. We're talking about something else now. Don't interrupt. Michael pursed his lips and pulled me to sit down. Haven't seen me for so long. Don't you miss me? I'll miss you after you explain things clearly. All right. So from Michael's mouth, I heard a story about a rich young master who left his family to pursue his dream of car, repair, and work hard on his own. It's really not much different from what I guessed before. This world is really crazy. Recently, my dad wants me to go home and inherit the family fortune, but I firmly disagreed. Then he came up with the idea of using the beauty trap. If I'm not wrong, that beauty should be me, right? So the childhood engagement between us is false? And the thing about my dad's bankruptcy is also false? It was all just to make me go to you willingly. Michael touched his nose a bit guiltily. The childhood engagement is real. It was really set when we were very young. As for the bankruptcy thing, I'm not very clear about it. You're not clear? I think you know very well. I reached out and pinched Michael's face because it seemed to me that this was the only place with some flesh I could pinch. Michael didn't stop me. He just let me make a fuss. I have to say, your beauty trap was quite effective. After you left, I couldn't eat or sleep well every day. I almost messed up the repair of someone's car. It's like I'm so great. What about your repair shop? Did you close it? No, I gave it to Jackson. I still go there to have a look occasionally. I nodded. This way of handling it was quite good. No wonder. I said that it was impossible for a family like ours to have a childhood betrothal with a mere mechanic. Now it seems that there were actually many flaws. It's just that I was so stupid that I didn't notice anything. No wonder at the beginning Michael wasn't very nice to me. He probably knew that I was here to persuade him to go home. Unexpectedly, I was really a complete ignoramus. Baby, I've missed you so much lately. If you missed me, you wouldn't have failed to come and see me. It's just an excuse. Michael buried his head beside my neck. His newly cut hair was prickly. I just got back. There were so many things to deal with. They wouldn't let me come to see you. They said they wanted me to experience what it's like not to be able to see my wife. I couldn't help laughing. What kind of feeling is it? It's a really painful feeling. I even wanted to climb over the wall to your house at night and carry you from your bed to mine. I was speechless. Could this person's intentions be any more obvious? Of course, nothing could happen right when we first met. After scolding Michael a few more times in the garden, we went back. The elders of both sides saw us holding hands. Instantly, they beamed with joy. It seems we can discuss the wedding arrangements. Yes, yes. I glared at my dad. When I got back, I definitely let him see how much of a handful his son could be. The wedding arrangements were made quickly. The efficiency of the two families was really something. However, I felt that Michael also played a big role in it. Anyway, within 2 months, I had moved into Michael's house. Looking at the decoration of the new home, I suddenly realized that this straight-laced guy had good taste. It turned out that we found out when chatting at night. This was designed by the person I met during that time. It was prepared for you from the beginning. After all, you, the young master, wouldn't get used to my small place. As the man spoke, he didn't stop what he was doing with his hands. I pushed his hand away. Then why didn't you explain it to me back then? Didn't you say you didn't care? I took a bite on Michael's tiger's mouth. The bite was quite hard. There would probably be a mark tomorrow. But Michael didn't care at all. You really didn't explain just because I said I didn't care. You look quite cute when you're jealous. I want to see it a few more times. Michael, do you still remember when you first saw me you said I was delicate? That wasn't the first time I saw you. I had seen you much earlier. The photo in the wallet is you, so they thought of using you to shake me. I almost forgot about this and directly pushed Michael away. Really? Michael reached out to take the wallet beside him and took out that photo to show me. It was the photo on my student ID when I was in high school. You've hidden it well. Before I could see it clearly, Michael reached out and took it away, then casually threw it aside. And last time, during the susceptible period, I didn't let you in because I was afraid of hurting you. Oh, I don't care. Later when I went to see Jackson, he was holding our wedding candies. He almost shed tears. Well, I said you two would make it. When you love someone, it can't be hidden in your eyes. Yes, when you love someone, it can't be hidden in your eyes.